and hello everybody. This is just a quick update on the story of the pub, the Grey Horse in Elvington near York. Covered this last week, many of you will be aware, but for those who aren't, who may have missed that video, the landlady and landlord of this pub on Remembrance Sunday basically were doing something nice for the community. So Elvington is a very patriotic little village. They have an airfield. It was used in the Second World War. There was French aeroplanes there, French pilots. There was, I think, 3 Frenchmen died there. So Remembrance Sunday is quite a big event. So just to give you some context and put things in perspective. So even during lockdown, individuals and family members from the same household walked along the road and went to the memorials. First of all, the British memorial for our servicemen and the French one, as they do every year. There was no parade this year, obviously, because it was the plague, sorry. But people wanted to pay their respects. Now, the pub, the Grey Horse pub. The landlady obviously can't open. People aren't allowed inside. She's not allowed to sell alcohol. So what she did was use alcohol from her own property. There was some wine left over that they didn't even like, that they didn't even sell in the pub. The bottles of beer and so on. And they put them out on the tables. As you can see, the tables are outside. And as people walk past on the way back from paying their respects at the memorials, they were free to grab a drink. Most people had a quick drink and carried on. A couple of people stayed, but in their own little bubble, their own tables, social distance. The pub you can see inside, what a lovely pub. I'm just showing you some pictures of the pub. You know, a lovely little traditional English village pub. Inside was closed, so it was just outside. And there was a smoking shelter, apparently, that some of the public decided to go and have a little smoke and huddle together. But they were from the same household, so they're allowed to do that. Good spirits. There was no mass, no pun intended there. There was no mass gathering. There was no event. It wasn't an event. It was a non-event. It was just people passing through, walking past their local pub where they all used to gather as a community before this thing happened, the plague. And it was just nice for everyone's mental health to just say hello to people. There was no sort of hugging or anything like that. That's just a picture of the French memorial for the 3 servicemen that lost their lives there. And there was probably about 7 or 8 people left from 2 or 3 households on separate tables when the police arrived. Now 3 vans of police turned up, came in, well, not in because they were outside, came along and basically got everyone to go and stand in one corner of the car park, I think it was, maybe wrong, and basically, you know, did whatever they have to do. I don't think they fined everybody, but they did take the details of the landlord. The rest of it really is history, but this is still ongoing. And I've this evening spoken to the landlady, a lovely lady. We had a good chat, 2 hours I think it was. We had a chat. And she's agreed to come onto the channel tomorrow evening. It'll be around 8 o'clock-ish, so it might be just after UK time. It'll be done on StreamYard. And all I'm going to do is going to ask a few questions and let her tell her story. Okay, the lady's name's Jo. I can give you that because it's named in the newspaper. So, sorry, she's named in the newspaper. Obviously, I'm not going to give any details out that aren't already in the public domain. I don't want any nastiness in the chat. You know, this is an ongoing case. Okay, this is ongoing. She's waiting to hear what the next move is, but they are going to strip her from having the pub. She's at risk of losing everything: her home, her livelihood, the 7 people who she employs, everything. So we are here to support this lady. There's an old picture there, an old black and white picture. So the pub goes back probably generations. They're quite new as well. I think they've only had it for a year or 2, but Jo will tell you more about that. I'm not sure the exact date since they've had the pub. But they've got majority of the support in the village, but there's 1 or 2, as there always is, accusing her of putting people's lives at risk and so on. She's had a meeting with the police. I won't go into any more detail. I leave it up to Jo, but bear in mind again, this is an ongoing investigation. We do not want to jeopardise this, so we need to be respectful of that. So when Jo comes on tomorrow in the chat, please don't sort of get personal about the police. Obviously we won't be naming any individual police officers, but don't sort of make any personal attacks, anything about the agenda. Let's stick to the facts, and this, you know, let's try and help this lady. I am going to start a crowdfunding. There'll be details tomorrow. We need to help this lady and her partner with legal costs. They've had limited help from a local solicitor, but it's very limited. It's just a letter. They want to fight to keep their home and their livelihood. They're even going to be banned from having another pub in the area. This is wrong. And the police said they want to make an example, just for showing some community spirit. Again, no pun intended. Using their own alcohol that were put out on tables for anyone walking past who was coming back from the memorial. There was no service, there was no gathering, it wasn't an event. Just people walking past. And as usual, there are some nasty people in the village, curtain twitchers, old fogies is what we call them, who decided to call the police. The police immediately went straight, tried to get in the pub. That picture there is from 2017. You've got the local scouts, Girl Guides. Not sure what the red children are there, but this is a very, very beautiful, idyllic little village nestled outside of York with a lovely airfield and air museum. I can't recommend it enough. With very patriotic people. This is England, and we need to look after these little villages. They want to destroy the community as spirit. We cannot let them. So all I wanted to do here was just show you a few photos, let you know that tomorrow night, well, depending on what time this video is uploaded, it may be already tonight. So if it's gone midnight when this uploads, it will be around 8 o'clock on Wednesday, the 17th. Excuse me for getting mixed up with my dates. 18th maybe. So please, if you can make it, if not, the replay, if you can watch the replay, if you can share it on your Twitter, your Facebook, your VK. But we have to be careful because we will not jeopardise the case. If I feel that anything will jeopardise the case in any way, I will pull the stream immediately. So let's all support Jo. Let's stay positive. You know, if you can't afford to give to the crowdfund, even if it's just £1 or 2 will help. But, you know, sharing and moral support, because they've demoralised this poor lady. But she's not giving up. So tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, my channel, Penny Bunny, my main channel, this channel, please join us. And we'll hear this story from Jo. Let her get her truth out, because even the newspapers have been twisting it, as usual. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for everyone's kind comments underneath the video. If you want to leave a comment for Joe, do so underneath this. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Lots of love. Bye.